What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. And yeah, we have a game tomorrow evening against Manchester City in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. And we're going to get into that straight after this intro. Welcome back, guys. First of all, if you're new, buy some great content. So we've got a game against Manchester City tomorrow evening, and I don't know about you, but I'm not looking forward to this. I think this is going to be a fucking spanking, and they've even got a couple of players out, their strikers. I think Gabriel Jesus is still out, and I think Aguero's struggling for fitness, but they still have Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, De Bruyne, Sterling, all these other guys who are going to probably score a hat trick against us. Josh, big up yourself, mate. Hope you're well. Hi, mate. How are you? Let me know your score predictions in the comments and who your starting lineups are. It's for Arsenal. Team news is Aubameyang is going to miss the game. He still has a calf injury that kept him out of the Everton game. I mean, I don't even know really what to say about that. Is he faking it because he just had enough of the manager? I mean, being out with a calf injury, I don't know. One good news is that Gabriel will come back in because he's obviously suspended only for the league. So that is a plus. And Martinelli is back. As he came on against Everton, didn't he? I looked lively. So that is two good things. But yeah, I fully expect us to get absolutely spanked. In the manager, on the manager side of things, Arteta was asked in an interview if he's considered resignation, and he said no. He said he's not considered resigning, and it doesn't look like he's getting sacked. So it looks like he's here to stay, and I fully expect us to lose against Manchester City tomorrow night, get hammered by Chelsea, who won 3-0 against West Ham today at home on Boxing Day, and even lose against Brighton. And it looks like it's almost like the guy's got a free job. He can do what the fuck he wants. He can lose and lose and lose and not get sacked or even consider resigning. I don't get it. Again, let me know what you guys think. You go for 3-1 City. Yeah, I kind of agree with that, mate. That's kind of what I think it will be. My only sort of real feelings is that hopefully it's not as bad as we think it is, or it's going to be. It could turn into a 5-0. Let's be real. I mean, well, Gabriel is back, so that is something. But Partey's obviously not playing. Aubameyang won't play. They're both injured and suspended. Both injured, sorry. And let's hope that Ainsley Maitland-Niles keeps his place and Xhaka doesn't come back in, because they're two players I never want to see in an Arsenal. Xhaka's a player I never want to see in an Arsenal shirt again, the same as Bellerin. But we'll see. Hope Balogun plays tomorrow as well as Martinelli. Yeah, that's actually my starting lineup, which I'm going to go on to in a second. Let's bring this up. This is a starting lineup I'm going with for tomorrow night. Give me 2 secs. So this is my starting lineup against City. I don't think we're in any position to rest any players. At the end of the day, we're in a quarter-final of a League Cup. And amazingly, we've actually beaten Leicester City and Liverpool to get here, which I find fucking incredible, by the way, that we've beaten them two teams. Leno, I'm going for him in goal. Like I said, I don't think we're in any sort of position to rest any players. We've got to put our best squad out. And as soon as we've got to play this game anyway, it'll only be 2 more to win it. So I'm going for Leno in goal. Kind of picks himself. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, going for him at right back. If he doesn't play right back, I'd like Cedric Suarez, but under no circumstances do I want Bellerin to play, which I've got a feeling he will do. Gabriel, as I've mentioned earlier, will come back into the side because he's only suspended for Premier League games, so he will come back in. And Pablo Mari, I've gone for him as centre back again. He came through another under-23 game last Friday, which is how we knew he wasn't going to play Saturday against Everton. And again, is this guy actually going to make an appearance anytime soon? He's had a year out injured. He played in 2 games against in the Europa League, which proves he must be match fit. He's played in the under-23s. Well, surely he must be fit for the fucking Premier League now, or the League Cup. Surely he's match fit now. I don't understand. If he doesn't play, was not on the bench, I don't understand what the point is of having this player is. I really don't. Kieran Tierney, left back, again, picks himself. I'll never pick Kolasinac in a million years. He's fucking useless. Nicola Pepe, right wing. Again, we can't really afford to rest any players. And I want a big performance for him. I say that every week and I never get one, but I want to see what he can do. Centre midfield, again, I definitely don't want Xhaka, and Partey's injured. Torreira and Guendouzi are both out on loan. Willock, I'm not convinced that. I think he needs to go out on loan. So I'm going for Mohamed El Sideways and Dani Ceballos, spinning top. And yeah, let's just hope, I don't know, they can help protect the back four because they're going to need to. And I want to see Ceballos actually create something. He's supposed to be a creative midfielder at Real Madrid. He creates fuck all. So let's see how he gets on. Saka out wide in his preferred position, out wide where he can put some brilliant crosses in or take on the fullbacks of Kyle Walker and them guys, or whoever they play at right back. Let's hope they do put a reserve side out because we're fucked if they don't. And up front, I'm going for Martinelli and Balogun. Martinelli, great young player. Looked lively when he came up against Everton, just come back from injury. And I want to see him play because Lacazette and Nketiah are just a waste of time. They can't fucking score between them, so what's the point? So I want to see Martinelli play, and I also want to see Balogun. Surely Balogun must get in the squad this game. Surely, otherwise, what is the point? He might as well fucking leave when his contract ends at the end of the season. I don't get it. I don't get it why he can't even make the bench. Nketiah doesn't score. Lacazette doesn't score. We might as well play Balogun then. And what's kind of funny about that as well is Martinelli has just come back and he came on against Everton. So how come he can do that, but Balogun can't start game after game after game or even get on the bench? Again, I don't get it. Smash the likes up, guys, if you just tuned in. Subscribe if you're new and hit the notifications bell on and share the content around. Help me build my channel so I can bring you guys some more great content. Let me know in the chat who you'd pick and what your score predictions are. Again, I think it depends on who Manchester City pick, but let's just hope they pick a reserve team out. But I fully expect us to pick a pretty strong lineup because let's be real, we can't really afford to pick anybody else. And we're not going to win the Europa League. I don't care what anyone says. We're not. And we're definitely not going to win a Premier League. So we might as well go for this competition. And I think it's a competition we haven't won since 1993, actually, weirdly. And we've only won it twice. So we've been quite poor at it. So might as well try and go for it and somehow try and fluke a win over Man City. Yeah, exactly what I said, mate. Balogun and Martinelli. Big up yourself, mate. I hope you're well. City are not as good as before. Actually, mate, do you know what? They weren't, but they're actually climbing. If you look at the league table now, they're actually just outside the top four. And if they win their game in hand, I believe they go into the top four. So let me just check that out, actually. So they've actually picked up quite a lot. Now, bearing in mind, like I said, they've got Gabriel Jesus and Sergio Aguero both out injured. So they've actually picked up a lot. Where is it? They've been playing that Spanish winger Torres as their striker. So here it is, tables. Manchester City got a game in hand. They're on 23 points. Yeah, so if Man City win their game in hand, they go fourth. No, actually, sorry. They go third on goal difference. So they're not doing as badly as people think they are. But let's see. Let's hope we can catch them off guard. Let's see. Let's hope that Jonathan Stones has a fucking nightmare and Kyle Walker gives away another penalty. But we'll see. We have a chance. We do have a chance. Not probably a very fucking good one. I agree with that lineup. Cool. Yeah, let me know, guys, if you'd have anybody else. In fact, there's one here. Emil Smith-Rowe instead of El Neni. So would you play Ceballos and Emil Smith-Rowe in midfield and no El Neni? Because I think we need a bit more protection than that. But I agree with your shout for Emil Smith Rowe. I always seem to miss him out. Deserves a chance. It's a quarter-final, so got to play a strong team, although I'm positive Bellerin will play. I've got a feeling he will as well, mate. I've got a feeling Xhaka might come back in as well. Fuck knows why, mate, because he's gonna be another calamity. Let's be real. He's gonna do something where he gives away a goal, or doesn't track a runner, or gives away a penalty, or gets fucking booked or sent off. Oh, mate, I don't know what these managers see in that guy. He's fucking terrible. He's absolutely shocking, and I don't understand how he even passes for a footballer. I'll be honest with you. Maybe Chambers will play. Well, like I said, I think Gabriel will play because he's not suspended for this game. He's only suspended for Premier League games, which leaves one other position available for centre back. I put Pablo Mari in, but yeah, you could have gone for Chambers. He came through another under-23 game last Friday as well, which is why we knew he wouldn't play against Everton, and he also scored a goal. So for the under-23s, so yeah, I'd have Chambers in there. I've got a feeling that either David Luiz or Rob Holding will play, but what can you do? I mean, David Luiz is out of contract in the season anyway, so what's the point? Even Mustafi will probably get ahead of those two. Fuck knows why. Again, another player's out of contract, which defeats the purpose. Why would you play players who are leaving at the end of the season because they're out of contract? Surely it makes sense to play the players that are going to stay. I don't know. Kangaroo, pick up yourself, mate. I hope you're well. Hi, mate. How you doing? Thanks, mate. Appreciate that comment. Thank you. The sad thing is we all know Eddie will play. Probably me. He'll probably play Eddie and Lacazette, and that'll be interesting because none of them could fucking score between them. It's kind of boring, you know, like we kind of sit on these streams and it's kind of like Groundhog Day. We could say the same things over and over again, and yet we all know that Arteta is still going to pick the same players. And like we just said there, we think Bellerin and Xhaka will both come back in a team. And fuck knows why, mate. Fuck knows why. I don't get it. I mean, I was thinking this earlier today, right? Think of the stupid decisions that Arteta's made, right? He could have kept Martinez as a goalkeeper. Now we've got Martinez as goalkeeper. He could have played Ainsley Maitland-Niles right back, which he's doing now, and Tierney left back, and not a left fucking centre back, because Tierney's got a fucking wicked cross on him. He could then play Gabriel centre back with Saliba. What a fucking solid defence that is, and goalkeeper, right? Yeah, I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Then you put Partey in front of him. I know he's got injured, right? Fine, you can't help that. You put Partey in front of him. Imagine if we'd have brought Doucouré for 25 minutes instead of letting him walk to fucking Everton to protect that back four as well. How fucking solid is that? You then put Aubameyang in the centre instead of on the fucking left wing, and all you need then is 3 creative midfielders. How hard is that? But we don't. We should have got Ancelotti as manager, but we didn't. We got Arteta. That was another fuck up we made. So there you go. Alan Shearer's come out on I think a Match of the Day and said he's not sure we're going to survive this season, and I've got to kind of agree with him. You know, like this isn't getting any better soon. I genuinely believe we'll lose against City and Chelsea, and I think Brighton as well. And like I say, West Bromwich Albion have just employed Sam Allardyce as manager, and he knows how to beat us in the first game in January as well. So, I mean, I can't see it getting any better anytime soon. And even if we do buy players in January, how many are we going to get? Because one creative midfielder is not going to change much, and especially when Arteta doesn't change the right players in the team and the tactics. And even then, how long will it take us to get that player in? That's something as well. The window opens in January. We probably won't get that guy till like the end of January. You know, that's what Arsenal do, don't they? They wait till like deadline day and then they get a player in last minute, like we did Partey, like we did fucking Arteta when we bought him and 4 other fucking clowns that transfer window. But yeah, we'll see. Again, smash the lights up, guys. And if you haven't already, and share the content around. Again, I'm trying to get some more subscribers. Big up to the new subscriber. I've got 1 new subscriber. Thank you whoever subscribed. We're on the road to 1K and I'm trying to build it up as quickly as possible. So yeah, going to get back to some of these comments. Hold on. I would start Reece Nelson. Do you rate him? To be honest with you, mate, no, I don't. Another player who I think needs to either go out on loan or be sold because I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's ready for the first team. Reece Nelson, Willock, and Ketia aren't ready. They're not. If they were, they'd be playing regularly and they'd be showing it. Saka, I believe, is ready, but we need to keep playing him out wide on the left, not further in midfield like Arteta's been playing him. And that's something I'm worried about him as well. Like, I think he's actually a great young player, but Arteta is going to go for the 4-3-3 that Guardiola plays. And if that's the case, well, where does that leave Saka then? Because he doesn't fit into his style of play. So does that mean we lose him as well? Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think, will make it as well if he plays right back. I don't think he'll make it at centre midfield, but I hope he stays at right back and gets a regular run in the team. But no, I don't rate Reece Nelson, mate. He went to, I think it was Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga last season. Started off really well, scored some goals and some assists. And I think he just turned into a bit of a dick and started turning up late to training and stuff like that. And I think the second half alone, he literally just sat on the bench, I think. And let's be real, he hasn't exactly set the Emirates on fire, has he? You know, so no, I don't think so, mate. I don't think any of them will make it. It's like, you know, when we had the core of British players, you know, Wilshere, Ramsey, Gibbs, Jenkinson, who else was it? They all signed those contracts, didn't they? But half of them weren't good enough, and we knew that. So where's the point of it? You know, Wilshere would be good enough if he stayed fit. Ramsey was decent. I don't think he's world class like some people think he is. But again, if they're not good enough, then what's the point? You know, get some money for him. Robbie Lyle's manager of Arsenal. Mate, I'll take Ronald McDonald at the moment, mate. Surely he'd employ better tactics than fucking Arteta. Who was the guy? Was it Einstein who said the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Well, we're doing the same thing over and over again and we keep losing, and he's not changing it. He's not changing the players apart from the ones that he's forced to change, and he's not changing the tactics or the style of play. So, you know, I don't know what to say anymore. And he's not going to resign or get sacked. Brilliant. So Burnley, interestingly, won today, which takes them, I think, a point behind us, and Brighton are 2 points behind us. So if they both win their next games in the league and we lose against Chelsea, which we're probably going to do, we will now be 17th and Burnley and Brighton will be ahead of us. And then we will have to play Brighton away. So it looks like fucking the relegation zone by the new year, to be honest with you. But I don't know what to say anymore. Did you hear a rumour Rob Holding is getting a new contract? It wouldn't surprise me, mate. For anybody who doesn't know, Mustafi was actually offered a new contract by Arteta and he turned it down. So he doesn't want to stay here. He's like, no, fuck this. I'm off on a free. I remember he came out like about a year or so ago, didn't he? I said the amount of he was fed up with some of the toxic abuse he was getting from the fans. He said that he would get criticised in games that he didn't even play in. He's turned down the contract. Thank fuck for us, and he's leaving. The only sort of plus about that is that obviously the fact that he's leaving, but hopefully Barcelona have actually inquired about him, I believe. So hopefully we can get some money for him in January, even if it's like a cut 5 million or something like that. Fucking brilliant. Get him off the books. Get his wages off the books. I think he's on about 90 grand a week, so that'll free that up. Because also we've got 35 players, and we get like a couple of million for him. Perfect. So we can get rid of him even earlier. Rob Holding, I don't know, mate. I think he played when Bellerin plays right back and he just goes forward. He makes Rob Holding look a lot worse than what he is. But yeah, I mean, he's not good enough for us to challenge for titles and stuff like that, is he? Let's be real. We should already have deals in place for January, but like you said, we will leave it to the very end. Well, this is it, mate. You know, we had that all summer. You know, Arteta said in his press conferences that he came out so many times and said, I've got very specific targets. The board know my very specific targets. So why did it take all fucking summer then? And why didn't we get Aouar, who was clearly one of the targets? I mean, everyone knew it. Even Fabrizio Romano said, oh, Arsenal love Arteta, love Aouar. So why did it take all summer? And even the Lyon president coming out and go, Arsenal aren't serious because they just put in derisory bids in. It's embarrassing, man. You know, it's embarrassing. We've got the money. We're an elite. We're supposed to be an elite club with loads of money in the bank, which we've got. And we you know, what was it? They wanted 45 million. I think we offered something like 30. What the fuck is that? It's not even close. You know, if you put your house up for sale for, let's say, 200 grand, right, and someone offered you 150 grand, you tell them to get fucked, wouldn't you? 5 grand or whatever. Okay, the fine, you can negotiate with that, but it's ridiculous. It's fucking embarrassing, to be quite honest with you. Okay. Michael, big up yourself, mate. I hope you're well. I'd play Mustafi up front. Really, would you? Why would you play Mustafi up front? Let me know in the comments. For anyone who's late, like I say, subscribe if you're new, smash the likes up, get your comments coming in. Anybody who missed the latest transfer news from my stream yesterday, apparently Barcelona have inquired about Bellerin for £22 million plus add-ons. Fucking hell, I would drive that guy to Barcelona for 22 million quid. If we get 22 million quid for him in January, the end of the season, fucking hell, man. Honestly, I'll be the happiest man alive. Not just the fact we got rid of him, the fact that we've got that much money for him, unbelievable. Again, let me know what you guys think of that deal. And also Guendouzi. So he's doing pretty well at Hertha Berlin. And the manager there wants to make him permanent at the end of the season. Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and potentially buy him. Personally, I would keep him. I think he's a good young player. And I think he's been exiled unfairly by Arteta because I think he believes he can get 25 million for him. Probably less than that now. But I would rather keep him. I think he's a good young player. And I think to lose some of them, like all the young players at the moment, like if we get rid of Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Guendouzi and Saliba and even Martinelli or Saka because they won't be playing much or whatever, I just think it'll be a massive shame. I think they're all talented young players who could make it. But that's the latest. And also, sorry, one more. Emi Buendia is linked to Arsenal. The Norwich, an Argentine playmaker for them. He had some really good stats for Norwich, but mainly in the Championship, and that's what makes me worry about him. We've said before that some people, Arsenal fans, are snobs and only want someone who's like a great player. I'm not saying this guy can't be, but his stats, if I bring them up, give me 2 secs. His stats, let me just take that comment off so you can see it. Let me take that banner off as well so you can see his stats. So you see his stats there for the Premier League in 36 games of last season. He only scored 1 goal and 7 assists. Now, the assists look pretty good, to be fair. The goals could be better. But in the Championship, 8 goals, 12 assists the year they came up. And this season, in 15 games, 5 goals, 5 assists. Obviously, in Arsenal, no doubt those figures will improve in the Premier League. And he's definitely better than what we've got. But is he really that good? And that's my one question mark over him. Is he that good? Because it's no good getting rid of people just to replace them with somebody else who's not quite good enough. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think he's got any caps for Argentina yet either, which is slightly worrying. One player who is coming in January is this guy, Omar Rakik. I'm not even sure if that's pronounced right. So he's an 18-year-old centre-back who plays for Hertha Berlin. So this guy was signed by Arsenal, or he's about to be signed by Arsenal in January because of the Guendouzi deal. As part of that loan move, we've signed this guy as a centre-back. I know you're thinking another centre-back. We've got 9 already, but I think this guy's going to go in the under-23s because he's only 18, and then probably be loaned out if we can loan him out straight away. The only reason why he hasn't come in yet is because we couldn't get the paperwork completed in time. But this guy was on Manchester City's books. Obviously, his time, so Arteta will know about him. But then what worries me a little bit is he's also been on PSV Eindhoven's books and Marseille's. And now he's playing for Hertha Berlin. And they're willing to let him go as well. And that, to me, just sounds like, I mean, that's 4 clubs. All don't massively rate him. So we'll see on that one. Again, he's only 18, so we'll see. But that's the latest transfer news that I've got so far. I don't think there was anything today that I really picked up on. There was, I think, something about Ozil again. Apparently, Fenerbahce looking at him again. But, I mean, we've heard that a million times. I don't think he wants to leave. I think that he's got, Miss Turkey as his wife. I think they're settled in London. and they don't want to leave. And I think it's not. This is the thing. I think people think he's massively loyal to Arsenal. I'm not so sure. I think he just wants to stay in London because his wife's that settled here and likes London. I mean, I might be wrong, but that's what I think is happening. So let's go back to some of your comments. Where do we get up to? If we win tomorrow, you know what? All the deluded fans will say. Will say what? Well, this is it, mate. I mean, this is it. I put a fucking post up right on my Instagram. Go follow me on Instagram, guys, if you haven't already. I'm on like almost 11,000. I put an Instagram out saying, Arteta, are you Arteta in or Arteta out? The post had in my story over 1,000 people viewed it and about 700 people voted on it, and it was 50-50. So I think 350 people voted for Arteta in. And that fucking blew my mind that out of 700 people, 350 people still want Arteta in. For what? Because he drew against Southampton. I mean, what is that? It? I don't get it. Like, we drew against Southampton, so you still want to give him more time? Well, how much more time? Because we're probably going to lose against Man City and Chelsea. Then what? I don't get it anymore, mate. It's fucking, even West Brom sacked the manager when he didn't do well. Fucking, it's a joke, mate. Well, he's useless in defence, and to be honest, he's a good header of the ball. Yeah, I see what you're saying with that, mate. But we got Balogun to play up front, and he deserves his chance, as I covered earlier. Martinelli's now back from injury, so that's why my lineup is Martinelli and Balogun up front. Again, if you join late, Aubameyang will miss the game for a calf injury. They're still assessing him to see how long he's out for. It seems a bit of a strange one, that one, in terms of calf injuries. I mean, what's that? I've never really heard of players out for calf injuries, and if it is, it's not really that long. I don't know. I mean, if you pull a hamstring, it's 3 weeks, but a calf, come on, what's that, about a day? I don't know. Maybe he's just decided to tell the manager to fuck off, and we don't know about it, which I wouldn't blame him for. Jason, big up yourself, mate. Hope you work. Great work, mate. Keep it up. Thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate that. Subscribe if you're new, mate, if you haven't already, and help share the content around. Arteta has done it again. Trust the process. He schooled Pep. Well, this is it, mate. I remember when people were starting to say trust the process before, when Arteta came in, and even Emery and all them kind of people. And this is like that's been done under Wenger. Trust the process. Well, the process has been going on for about 10 years now. So there doesn't seem to me like there's ever any end product. So I'm not going to trust a process that I don't think exists. They said that under Wenger, I was rebuilding. But all that happened was we put young players in the team, took loads of losses till they got up to standard 4 or 5 years into it, and then we sold them on as a feeder team to our rivals, Man City, Man United, and Chelsea. So all the other ones went off to Barcelona, like Fabregas or whoever else. So no, there's no process, mate. Just get the team winning again. That's the fucking process, or it should be. People want to write off like 3 or 4 transfer windows for Arteta. I mean, come on, man. Give it a rest. Why is it every other club can do it as well and we can't? We're still stuck there. In Arteta's conference, he was waffling about stats. No clue what he was on about. Well, that's something I heard about as well, actually. He say that I saw something on Sky Sports News where it said that there's Tottenham only had a 7% chance of beating us. What the fuck is that all about? I mean, let's be real. We all knew they'd spank us before we even got in the game. It was only the fact that we obviously didn't want them to spank us because they were fucking Tottenham. But yeah, I mean, 7%. They only had a 7% chance of beating us based on what? I don't get it. The stats that we had where we kept crossing the ball and had the possession was because they allowed us to, because they didn't have to. They knew we couldn't create anything. They knew we couldn't break them down. They knew to hit us on a break because we're just going to fucking just keep like pushing loads of players forward and leave ourselves exposed, especially Bellerin, which they did, and they completely targeted him. So I don't know how it worked out now. Either way, I mean, he says it like it was a close game. I mean, they beat us easily, and the only like I said, the only reason why we had that much ball and that much crosses in the box because they allowed us to. They were just like, there you go, have the ball. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with it? Fuck all, which we did. Do you like Emery at Arsenal? To be honest with you, mate, no, not really. When Emery came in, I actually had to Google who he was. I wasn't even sure. But then I sort of saw his history. He was the guy who'd won 3 back-to-back Europa Leagues with Seville. And I thought, okay, do you know what? I know it's only a Europa League, but respect where it's due. That's quite difficult to do. Then he went to PSG and he won the league title twice and stuff like that and brought Neymar to fucking PSG and stuff like that. And I think Mbappe as well. But let's be real. Whoever is manager of PSG, if you can't win a league, you deserve to be sacked because it's a one-horse race. They're blatantly breaking all sorts of UEFA and FIFA rules, and they've got all the money, and they're just going to buy their title every season because they've got, I think, Noel Barron as a chairman as well, just like Man City have. Emery at Arsenal, it started off okay. I was just glad that we got rid of Wenger in the end, to be honest with you, because it was about 10 years overdue. Then we went on a 22-run unbeaten run. And I can't remember how that ended, but I think we were unlucky for that to end, actually. So things were looking good at that point. Some of these decisions were strange. And like I said in previous streams, if you make unusual decisions and they come off, like Wenger did when he first came to Arsenal, everyone thinks you're a genius. If you make unusual decisions and you lose and you keep doing it, you look like you need to be sacked. And that's what I felt with Emery. Player Torres, a number 10. Again, I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to like enforce a high press, but it was stupid. It was fucking stupid. We've been crying out for a Patrick Vieira type person or a defensive midfielder for ages. He should have just stuck him there. After that, the players just, for whatever reason, down tools and completely fucked the Europa League final. In our defence, I fully expect us to lose to Chelsea anyway because they were a better team than us. And then Granit Xhaka decided, or in fact, even before that, to give away a penalty to Brighton on the last day of the season at home when all we had to do was keep with a 1-0 win that we were already 1-0 up. And that kicked us out of the Champions League, which then, if we'd have gotten the Champions League, we could have then potentially bought better players, and we fucked it up. And Granit Xhaka walked off the pitch like nothing had happened, like he didn't realise the consequences of what he'd done. Either that, we didn't care, or he was just trying to hide it. But fucking complete and utter bellend, honestly. Hi, mate. Big up yourself. Hope you're well. Subscribe if you're new. What's your opinion on Aubameyang's form this season? It's a strange one, right? So him playing on the left wing, again, for me, is a stupid decision. He's our best goal scorer. He needs to play as a centre forward in the centre. A lot of people said that if he doesn't score goals, he doesn't do much. But if he's banging in 30 goals a season, no one will give a fuck. And that's what he was doing up until he signed that contract. And if he goes on to score 30 goals a season, I won't care. If that's all he does, brilliant. I'm glad he's playing in the centre now, because that's obviously where he should be. It does look a bit weird when obviously you just signed a new contract that you held out on for ages, and then after getting it and getting 250 grand a week, whatever it is, at 31, 32, now he can't score to save his life. But again, this is where I think our midfield is completely fucked. We badly need Thomas Partey back, and we need Arteta to change the tactics. Saka needs to play out wide on the left for me, and for me, if he's not, I would like to see Pepe on the left. This inverted winger thing that Arteta has going on, I fucking hate it. It doesn't work and it's boring. And do you know what? It's fucking predictable. Pepe, I've not been impressed with him since he's come to the club. But they all know he's all left foot. And they worked this out within like 3 months from joining last season, by the way. All he's going to do is get the ball, they're going to show him down the right wing. He's going to cut in on his left foot and they're going to tackle him, or he's going to try and whip a ball in for that or shoot from there. That's all he fucking does. And it's boring and it's predictable. So if you're going to play Pepe, play him out wide on the left. But Aubameyang, that's what I was going to come on to. When Saka did play out wide on the left, noticed against Southampton where he took on 2 players, cut in and set up Aubameyang, which is where he's best at. So I think in Aubameyang's defence, he's got 0 midfield to give him any chances, any of the ball. Putting in crosses from Willian about 500 times is not going to make him score any goals. Hidden, big up yourself, mate. Hope you're well. Hello, mate. Would you give Smith Rowe a chance tomorrow? Yeah, potentially I would. If you're late to the chat, this is the starting lineup I went with. As you can see, Emil Smith Rowe is not in there. Let's take that comment off. But I would support that. I would take Ceballos out and put Emil Smith Rowe in if possible, if needs be. Somebody early in the chat said that they would take simply because you need someone to protect the defence. So you need at least one player like that, in my opinion. But yeah, that's who I would go for. Take that off. Again, because relate to the stream. Going back to some of the comments now. I hope Traore does come back in January. Mate, I'll be honest with you, mate. We desperately need him. This is the thing. This is something I said yesterday. We've basically loaned out Guendouzi and Traore and replaced them with El Neni and Xhaka. Well, I'd rather have fucking Traore and Guendouzi. I don't know about you. This is another decision that Arteta has made. It's made no sense. It's left us really fucking weak. Guendouzi and Traore would walk into our team at the moment, wouldn't they? Does anyone disagree with that? They would start every fucking week in the centre. Traore, the only thing that I've got about him is that he hasn't settled in England. I don't think him and his wife like the weather, which is fair enough. I don't like the weather. But yeah, I would definitely have him in a team over El Neni, Xhaka, Willock, or Ceballos. Any one of them four, I'd have him in there over. Karen, big up yourself. Hope you're well. All right, Ross, mate, you messaged me on Insta, and I'm happy I found another true speaker. Big up. Thanks a lot for that. Appreciate that. Yeah, look, all I do really is give my opinion, and if people agree with that, that's great. That's cool. I want people to hopefully subscribe to my channel and build up. I'm doing all these late night streams till I get my son back after school. I can only do like streams at 11:30 until I get him back on Boxing Day. But every day I'm going to put fresh content out there, whether it be a late night stream about a game coming up, or transfer news, or whatever. But I'm just giving up my opinion. Like someone asked me, I think yesterday, about Lee Gunner and stuff like that. And, I know he gets a lot of criticism. I think he can be harsh sometimes. I get that, and why some people don't like that. But I also think he's real. I also think that he just speaks his truth. If it wasn't for people like him, we'd all be sitting there going, oh yeah, trust the process, right off another season. Right for another season, right for another fucking season. And until when? Where's the process end? There has to be some sort of end product. And it's about time, some of our supporters have started like waking up and going, there is no process. We're just getting mugged off by the fucking board every year so they can make money. It's a joke, and it needs to change. And something that makes me laugh about supporters as well is the fact that we only seem to be our standards have been dropped so much since Wenger was like his last 10 years here, that all we care about is getting the top four. Like, since when has that been enough? Is that at the height of our fucking, of what we want for Arsenal Football Club, to get fourth? We should be challenging for the fucking title every year. That should be the aim, surely. And then getting in Champions League and trying to win it and beat the elite clubs and try and be an elite club ourselves, because that's what we left Highbury for. That's what we got the £60,000 stadium for. It's just bollocks. I was happy to see Marseille come on, as I thought he would make a difference, but it was too late. Yeah, I think so as well. I mean, I know he's come back from a long injury, but I thought he played quite well. He was only on for about 15, 20 minutes, wasn't he? But he looked lively. He looked like he's making some good runs. I saw him track back once, so I think win the ball back against Everton. Again, I'd start him and Balogun up front if Aubameyang's out injured. I think Martinelli needs a decent run in the team, just like all the other guys, like Ainsley Maitland-Niles and all them guys. Because playing Xhaka and Bellerin every week is just going to get us relegated. It really is. The kid's got a lot of talent, and it's almost been a year now, hasn't it, since he scored that goal against Chelsea in January. And pretty much after that, I think he scored a couple of other goals around that time, and Arteta just benched him and has never really played since, and then he got injured. I don't get it. I generally don't get it. Personally, I would never have got rid of Nacho Monreal and have sold Kolasinac, as Monreal was more technical player, and that what seems like the team needs. Yeah, I get that. No, I agree with you. I'd have Monreal over Kolasinac. I think the feeling was that Monreal was getting quite old, and that's why they moved him on. Because I think at the moment, like if you look back at the summer, it seemed to me that the whole squad was literally up for sale in the summer. I mean, I don't know about you. There was so many rumours, like PSG were looking at Bellerin and Barcelona. Barcelona, I think, inquired about Aubameyang before he signed a new contract. It seemed to me that literally he looked at the squad and looked at who he could get some money for. I think basically, if anybody would have come in for any one of our players with a decent amount of money, we'd have fucking sold them. That's how it felt like to me. I think that I said in previous streams where I think that the reason why Arteta made Pepe such a scapegoat against his Leeds sending off, and he's exiled Saliba and he exiled Guendouzi, fucked him straight off after Brighton and got rid of him to Hertha Berlin, is because he's looked at them three players and thought I can get decent money for them. So, for example, Kolasinac, we're not going to get any money for him. What we're going to get for him, 2-3 million, maybe 5 absolute tops if we've got any money for him, right? But he's looked at the squad and thought, well, if I can sacrifice them 3 players, he can get hopefully about 25 for Guendouzi, hopefully about 35 for Pepe, and hopefully about 30 for Saliba. So what's that? 65, 70, 80, 90 million for those 3 players. And then he can get his own guys in, like Aouar and whoever else he wanted. That's what I think he's trying to do. But I don't know, guys. Again, leave it in the comments. Like, let me know what you guys think. If you're, what you think he's doing, because surely they must have a plan. Like you said, they must have some sort of plan in place of like players they want, players they can get, and let's just hope they don't leave it to the last fucking minute. And because that'll be another month gone. Like just because it's January doesn't mean we're going to sign anyone on January the 1st, does it? But I think that's basically to come back to your point, mate. I think that's basically what they were trying to do. They knew they can't get a lot of money for certain players. They're trying to look at the squad and go, well, we can get a decent amount of money for this guy. And I think that's what happened, really. And probably nobody came in for Kolasinac because we couldn't even get rid of him to his old club Schalke for free, I think. I like Lee True Speaker. Totally agree. Do you know what? Of all the AFTV guys, before I started this, I looked at a lot of them, like DT, Lee Gunner, who else? Claude, all them other guys. And the one guy that I actually liked the most was Lee Gunner. I actually agreed with most of his points. I think he says things that other people are scared to say, and that upsets some people. But I actually agreed with I agree with about 95% of the stuff that he says. I do. Why play Bellerin when Cedric and Ainsley Maitland-Niles I play way better? Exactly. I've said this on so many streams. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, when he played last season, he had about a good run about, was it 6, 7, 8 games at right back? And he was absolutely fucking brilliant. I think Zaha, he had in his pocket against Crystal Palace to the point where Zaha had to end up diving to try and get a penalty in the last minute. And then after that, I think Bellerin came back and he was straight out of the side. And I just don't get it. And then since then, he's been in and out of the side. He's played different positions at right back, at left wing back, at centre midfield. And how is he ever supposed to get a good run of game, be an established player? If I was him, I'd sell him. And he was another player, actually. I think Wolves wanted him for about 17 million, wasn't it? We were going to full on sell him to Wolves. It was only because he got an England call up. They went, whoa, actually, this guy's half decent. And he is. Just play him. Just fucking play him at right back. And I agree with you on Cedric Soares as well. He came in against the game against Dundalk. Now, I know it's only Dundalk, right? But he was fucking levels above Bellerin. Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Cedric Soares, none of them are leaving our right back position completely exposed. None of them. And if Bellerin plays against Man City, watch them target him and just watch him just fuck everything up. Cedric Suarez, what I liked about him as well was that he put in some absolutely brilliant crosses from the right back position, just like you would expect Tierney from the left back position. And again, another weird decision by Arteta is that he came out in the press conference and said that Cedric Suarez was actually our best crosser of the ball, or the best crosser from right back, or the right hand side of the pitch. So why aren't you fucking playing him then? It makes no sense. Like, you're saying that and then you're not fucking playing him. I had this argument with some guy on Twitter, right? He said, "Oh, no, Bellerin needs to play right back. He's got 4 or 5 assists this season." And I went, so basically, by that logic, you're saying it's all right to set up 4 or 5 goals as long as you leave our defence completely exposed week in, week out. Some for supporters, mate. Fucking absolute joke. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Karen. Cedric or Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I play both of them. In fact, even have like Cedric Suarez right back and have Ainsley Maitland-Niles in midfield instead of fucking El Neni or something like that. I'd rather play them two. And I don't give a fuck if Bellerin got called up for Spain at right back. Fucking good. Hopefully we get the 22 million off Barcelona for him in January or the summer. Fucking honestly, I can't wait if we get that. Let's come back to this one. I like to see Maitland-Niles play left wing back in a 3-4-3, mate. Do you know what? I wouldn't play him left wing back because I think Tierney should play there, or Saka, if you're gonna play that sort of system. They're both great. They're both great on the left, and they're both great crossing the ball in. So that's why I wouldn't play him there. But yeah, he could do. But I'd play Tierney or Saka. People say you can't keep sacking managers, but you have to look at the bigger picture. We haven't moved with the players at all just because Arteta won a trophy. Clearly, we got a few lucky results. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, obviously, the FA Cup and the Charity Shield have bought him for some time, and I get that. I do get that. You know, you just won them 2 in the first season. It's bought him some time. I think if we knocked out Man City and Liverpool, didn't we? Or we beat Liverpool in the Charity Shield. No, we beat Chelsea in the final, didn't we, the FA Cup, and I think we played Man City in the semis and we knocked them out as well. But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, you look at Leicester, right? Ranieri won the league for Leicester. He was out of a job, I think, was it 4 or 5 months later, because they worried they're going to get relegated if they carried on. And the same's going to happen to us. Some people are saying Arsenal won't get relegated. Well, I disagree. No one's too good to get relegated, especially in the league this year. There's so many good teams out there. Every team now has money. Every team out there has a good team. You know, you look at all these teams now: Everton, Wolves, Leicester, all these guys, Aston Villa. They're not games where you think, oh, yeah, we'll definitely win there. You know, they're all good sides now, and they've all got players that will walk into our team. So yeah, this is it. You know, if we carry on, and this is what I said on I'm sure my previous 2 streams. Like, where do you draw the line? Like, how many losses is enough for them to turn around and go, right, we're going to sack you? It's just, I don't get it, mate. I don't get it. He's trying to implement a style that doesn't fit the team at all. At this moment in time, we have nothing to lose. Freddie youngsters in. Yeah, I agree with some of them. And Nketiah, I think, has had a lot of chances. To be fair, I don't think he can complain about not having enough chances. Ainsley Maitland-Niles needs to play for me at right back. Saka needs to play a left wing for me. Emil Smith-Rowe, I've not seen enough of him to make a proper opinion. Nketiah, Nelson, and Willock, I don't think are going to make it. I'll be real. I think they need to be loaned out or sold. But sure, they can't do any worse than some of them at the moment. I mean, if we can get rid of Lacazette in January, sorry, when he's got 18 months left on his contract, get rid of him. Even if we manage to get like 15 million for him, because in the summer he'll only have 12 months, and then we'll be fucked again. Do you think Arsenal should be aiming for a more British old school team? I personally would like to see it with around 5 to 7 British players that would also help the national team. No, mate, not necessarily. I think that we just need to get good players in the right position with a good manager, with good tactics and a good style of play. it's like I've said before, that I think some people try and reinvent football these days. Football's a simple game. Get a solid defence, get a striker who can put the ball in there, get a number 10 who can create things and feed the striker, get a couple of wingers in, and you can again supply the striker and get a defensive midfielder who can help protect the defence. I mean, it's not rocket science. It really isn't. I mean, I don't get it. All this tiki-taka, and we're trying to be creative, and inverted wingers and fucking, oh mate, it's bollocks. You know, it's just absolute bollocks. All this crazy stuff. Just football is a simple game. Just keep it that simple. The sad truth is English players are super overpriced. That's true as well, actually. A lot of them are. I mean, was it Grealish? How much would he be worth now? What, 90 million? I know Zaha isn't technically English. He plays for the Ivory Coast. But when Emery wanted him, they wanted £80 million for Zaha. And people can say, you know, we should have got Zaha instead of Pepe as much as they want. But would you have paid 80 million for Zaha? Fucking no way. No way was he worth that. Maybe 40 at best, absolute tops. But even then, he's not that great, is he? But yeah, as soon as he's English, his price will skyrocket. I like Aziz, a lot of quality, mate. Is that the guy who used to be in our youth system, plays for Crystal Palace now, and they bought him off QPR? Leave it in the comments. Let me know, because I think that's the guy you're on about. Because that's a guy that someone I do streams with, Albert of Albert JTV. Big up him. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. He really rates him and thinks we should get him. But let me know if that's the same guy you're on about, or is that the guy who's in our reserves at the moment? Liam McTavish, big up yourself, mate. Hope you're well. Not as good as Norwich. For any of you who don't know who Liam McTavish is, he's a good friend of mine, and he's from Norwich. He's a Norwich supporter. But yeah, mate, are you going to let me know in the comments if you're going to give us Emi Buendia, mate, because we need him. Sort us out a favour, mate, if you can. Karen, but if we buy from the Championship and lose down and look at in the academy, we could make football good again. Mate, there's good players at lots of clubs. Just because you're in a Championship or a lower league Premier League club, it doesn't mean they're not good enough. We've covered this so many times. Sometimes I think that Arsenal fans are snobs. There's so many players who'd get in our team. I mean, look at Brighton. Buscema in midfield, he'd walk into our team. Lewis Dunk at centre back would walk into our team. Tariq Lamptey at right back would walk into our team. That's just Brighton. Who else is down there? Burnley, don't know too many of the players. Who else is below us? Or Everton, Christ, fucking hell, half their team would walk into ours. Villa, Grealish, Barkley, McGinn, Ollie Watkins, Tyrone Mings, our old goalkeeper Martinez. They would all start for Arsenal Football Club. Every single one of them. Everton, Decore, someone I mentioned earlier, again would walk into our team amongst the obvious others. So I think sometimes we're snobs, you know. We want this, we want like the next Robert Peel, we want Aouar and all these fucking guys. It doesn't, you know, we don't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that way. You know, Emi Buendia will probably do us a really good job. It seems that a back 3 or 4 or even 4 isn't working. Then maybe try a centre defence midfielder to help the defence. Look at Man U. McTominay has helped them defensively for a few games. Well, this is another point, right? So a lot of people think that Arteta has sorted out our defence, and I don't think so. A lot of people said he sorted out our defence, you know, it's all good. But he hasn't. All he's done is put 10 players behind the ball. That is not sorting out our defence. That's not making you better defensively. It's just parking the bus to the point where we've got no fucking attack, which is what's happened. This is where a proper manager needs to come in. And he needs to be sacked, to be honest with you. Pochettino is sat there doing absolutely fuck all. Wouldn't even have to pay him a club any money for him. So's Allegri. And we all know Arsenal love a freebie. So why not go out and get one of them too? Would you take Eddie Howe? No, mate. No, not at all. I've said in previous streams, if you haven't seen it, go back and look. We need, when Arteta got the job, we needed then a top-class manager to come in. Not someone like Eddie Howe or Arteta or somebody's mentioned the Southampton manager. I can't even pronounce his name. I'm not even going to bother. But we need someone with a proven track record. Ancelotti, Mourinho, Allegri, Benitez, all these fucking guys who've got a track record and knowing what of Pochettino of getting a team, sorting it out, winning stuff. I know Pochettino hasn't won stuff as such, but did a brilliant job on a limited budget. And let's be fair, they were whiskers away from winning the fucking Champions League. We need someone to come in who knows how to win, who knows how to manage a club. Not Eddie Howe, like he was he did well at a small club. That's all he's done. And also he got them relegated and sacked. And people were saying about managers like Bielsa. Do you really rate Bielsa? All he's really done is implemented a high press. Other than that, what's he done? It still took him, I think, 3 attempts to get Leeds promoted from the Championship. And I think they were supposed to get promoted, I think, 2 seasons before that and completely bottled it. I mean, like badly bottled it from what I can remember. And they just got hammered 6-2 by Man United. So, we need a top manager. Ancelotti, another one, right? Coming to Everton, he's been there 6 months, a second in the league or third in the league now. That's what we should have done. Do you agree Saliba was a panic buy or even a buy for the sake of it? If they stop buying for no reason and getting one class player, then we would move. No, man, I don't think it was a panic buy. From what we heard and what we know of Saliba, he's one of the best up and coming centre backs in Europe. We managed to get him. Now, for whatever, as part of the deal, I think that was hit. Arsenal didn't want to pay an extra £4 million for him, so we agreed to loan him back for the season. Another stupid fucking decision by Arsenal. They didn't, because they didn't want to pay the extra £4 million, right, or whatever it was. So we loaned him back, and at that time we knew we badly needed a centre back, right? And then we went out and spent, I think, £7 million or £6 million on David Luiz, who's known for not being able to fucking defend. And look what's happened ever since he's come in the club. He's been sent off and given away penalties. He's been a fucking liability. And the fact that that money is more than what Saint Etienne wanted for William Saliba, again, makes no sense. None of these decisions that Arteta or the club are making make any fucking sense. Again, Arteta's had him. And I think he's looked at the squad and thought, I can get 30 million for him. And that's why he's exiled him. Because I don't believe he's not ready. His Saint Etienne centre defensive partner, Fofana, got bought by Leicester City in the summer and has played almost every game for him and doesn't look out of place. So I don't believe it was a panic buy. I just think it's been another catalogue of fucking fuck-ups by Arsenal Football Club. No, he's playing in our under-21s, mate. Yeah, this is it. He's playing for under 23s, isn't he? And I think he's looking to move him on in January. From what I've heard, he's looking to sell him, not just loan him out. Surely he's got to be better than fucking Mustafi, Rob Holding, and David Luiz. I don't know. Surely, especially as David Luiz and Mustafi won't be here next season. So where's the sense in playing them? Surely it'd make more sense for Saliba to get game time. I don't know. He played in Europa League. Away to Dundalk looked good. Saliba? I don't think he did, mate. Pablo Marie played, and not sure who else. But I don't think Saliba's played for us, mate, this season. I don't think he can. I don't think he's part of the Europa League squad. Southampton manager Hazen Hutel, or however it's pronounced. Look where Southampton are. We need good managers. But this is the thing, though, mate. Right? Just because you're having a good season doesn't make you a good manager or a top manager. Your man there mentioned Eddie Howe. He did good for Bournemouth. Don't get me wrong. He got them playing brilliant football. He got them promoted to the Premier League for the first time ever. He kept them there for about 5 years, but ultimately it ended. It never really went any further than that. So you come to like a top club that is different. There's different pressures and stuff like that. Hasenhüttl's doing well at the moment, but we're only 13 games into the season. What happens if they start nosediving down the table, which they can do? I mean, in fact, he's the one manager who couldn't fucking beat us at a time where everyone's fucking beating us. So he hasn't done enough for me to say, yeah, we consider him at Arsenal. I mean, he's also the same manager who got hammered 9-0 by Leicester City. So, no, I wouldn't take him. We got Pablo Mari for no reason. Well, this is what I said at the start of the stream, mate. He's been here a year now. In January, he's been at the club a year, and he's hardly fucking played. He's been injured. Another fucking injured player. He's not played, and this is what makes me laugh, right? People are saying, "Oh, he's only just come back from injury." Well, he's come back. He's played a full game against Mulder in the Europa League. He then played a full game against Dundalk in the Europa League, and then he played in the under-23s on Friday, last Friday just gone. How many warm-up games do these players need these days? You know, back in the day, you'd play one warm-up game or something like that, or a substitute appearance, and then you're back in the team. Absolute tops. Now they need like 4 or 5 warm-up games. Like, what the fuck? You know, are these players made of chocolate or glass or something? Get back in a fucking team or just fucking sell him. It's pathetic. It really is. The sad fact is we will lose tomorrow against Chelsea. Tomorrow and against Chelsea and Brighton, then we will give him January. He will have a bounce. All the twats will be loving him again, and we'll be back in this cycle. Well, this is it, mate. This is what I've said before. How much is enough, you know, to draw the line and get sacked? Because he needs it. We're not going to win against Man City. I'll be amazed if we beat Man City. I'll be amazed if we beat Chelsea and even Brighton. I don't think we'll win that. Again, we've got West Bromwich Albion on the 2nd of January, who've now got Sam Allardyce, who knows exactly how to beat us, exactly how Burnley did and all them other guys. We won't get players in probably till the end of January. And, the longer you let it go on for, the more our season is just a write-off. I mean, what's the fucking point? To the point where we'll be dangerously close to relegation. I fully expect us after the West Brom game to be in the relegation zone. I'm going to make that statement now. Like, I genuinely believe it. I can't see us beating anyone. Even Sheffield United, right, haven't won all season. They've picked up the 2nd point of the season at a weekend, and they've got 2 draws. If we play Sheffield United, they will beat us. They're the exact sort of team that will beat us. They're well organised. They're tough in the tackle. They give 100%, just like Burnley do. They're exactly the sort of team that will beat us at the moment. And I generally can't see where the next win's coming from. What I meant by sleeping is that it seems Arteta doesn't like him, or Arteta realised he's cocked up and doesn't play him. Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange one. I mean, saying he's not ready, it doesn't make much sense, does it? Yeah, he obviously doesn't like him, you know, in some way, shape or form. I just don't hope that we end up losing a load of young players like Saliba, Guendouzi, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Martinelli, Saka, because they get pissed off, just to end up being a season or 2 down the road and find out actually that this manager doesn't have a fucking clue what he's doing. And now we've lost all those young players because he's trying to implement a style of play and tactics that just doesn't work. But yeah, I don't get it. Put Saliba in a fucking team. At least let's see what he can do, you know, because he can't do any worse than Rob Holding or fucking David Luiz, surely, or Mustafi. I'm talking about Aziz, mate. That's what I'm saying to you, mate. Is that the guy in our reserves at the moment? I haven't seen him play, mate, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, Hasenhüttl isn't good enough for Arsenal. The job is too big. This is what I'm on about. Just because he's doing a good job at the moment for Southampton doesn't mean fuck all. It's 13 games in. It's not enough to know if he's any good or not. I think the only reason Arteta is still here is because of the Europa. If he wins Europa League, everyone will back him. Once we get kicked out of Europa, I think he might go. I don't think we're going to win the Europa League. I don't think we're going to get close, to be honest with you. Benfica, I don't know how they're doing these days. They'll probably turn us over. Let's be real, everybody else does. Tottenham are in it. We're not better than them. Man United are in it. We're not better than them. Who else? Who else dropped down from the Champions League and stuff like that? Ajax are in it. They dropped down from the Champions League. We're not better than them. I'm sure there's a couple of other teams like Roma and AC Milan. They'll probably beat us. So this year, I generally don't think we'll get anywhere near the semis or final of the Europa League. I don't. Also, look at Leeds 16 years ago. Most of the team was better than ours right now, and they went down, as you say, just because we are Arsenal doesn't mean we ain't got a chance of going down. Exactly, mate. That's exactly what I'm on about. People think, oh, because you're a big club or you are who you are, you can't get relegated. Bullshit. You can. Especially at the moment where the league and the Premier League is really super tough. Yeah, I mean, I remember that team. They had actually a really good team, didn't they? Like Woodgate, Robinson in goal, Hart, Harry Kewell, Viduka, all them sort of guys. Batty, who was it? Olivier Decour, remember him? Lee Bowyer, who was class then. They had all them guys had a wicked team, and for some reason, something there just went really fucking sour, and it all went wrong. And that's the thing. That's where I think Arsenal are now. Like, even the players are down tools, and you can see it in their body language. They're down tools just like they did under Emery. And once that's gone, like the confidence in the manager's gone, it's gone. It's done. Like, you can't get that back, which is why Emery had to go in the end. Like, I'm not saying it was all Emery's fault, because it wasn't. But once it's gone, it's fucking gone. It's irretrievable. And like I said, I just think it's going to get worse and worse. I don't know. Like I say, against West Bromwich Albion on the 2nd of January, I fully expect us to be in the relegation zone, and I've lost 4 more games in a row. And then what? Does he resign, or does he get sacked? I don't know, because we're not going to get players in. This is the thing. We're not going to get players in on the 2nd of January, surely. It's going to take 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks of that window for us to get them in. I might get hate for this, but I want Arsenal to go down so these blinded twats will see the issue, but by then it'll be too late. I don't want them to get relegated, obviously, but I see your point. I see what you're trying to say. I remember under Wenger, it was almost to a point where you don't want them to lose, but that's what it will take for sports to actually, realise how bad things are. And like I said earlier on my stream, that I can't believe that 700 people on my Instagram, 350 of those people, 50%, are still Arteta in. What will it take for you to think, no, he needs to go now, enough's enough? I don't know. Moving on back to the Man City game, score prediction. Fucking hell. I've got a feeling he's going to play better than Xhaka again, So score prediction for me, I'm going to go for... I think we're going to get hammered, I think it's going to be like 5-0. I really do. They've got Sergio Aguero struggling for fitness. They've also got Jesus struggling for fitness, but they've still got De Bruyne, Sterling, Bernardo Silva, Torres, Mahrez, and all these guys. And they've just picked up form. Like I said, they're not as bad as people think they are. They're just outside the top 4, and they've got a game in hand. So if they win that game in hand, they will be 3rd. So not as bad, having as bad a season as people think they are. Let me know, guys, in the comments what you think. Again, guys, if you're new to the channel, film this channel and bring some more great content. Where do we get up to? What scares me is the board are so much of dickheads and aren't going to sack Arteta. Don't they know that we could go down if we keep him? Yeah, absolutely. Like we said earlier, mate, we could definitely go down. I was on somebody else's channel about a week ago, and someone said, "Oh no, we're not in a relegation scrap. We fucking are, mate. We just lost at home to Burnley 3 games ago, and they were below us. They won again at the weekend. If they win the next game, they go above us. And then we'll be down to 16th. If Brighton win, we'll be down to 17th. And then we got to play Brighton, and I fully expect them to beat us away from home as well. Yeah, I say I want them to go down, but it's to emphasise the point of how fed up I'm with this. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I've been it before where it's like things have to get like so ridiculously bad to like some of the supporters to wake up. It's just like blind faith sometimes, isn't it? It's like you want to shake some of the fucking supporters, right? I get it. 2-1 Arsenal, mate. You think we'll win? Let me know in the comments, mate, why you think we'll win. Because I don't think we've got a fucking cat in hell's chance, mate. Even if they put like a complete reserve side out, I don't think we've got a cat in hell's chance of winning. 5-1. I'm assuming that means Man City. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what I said. I think 5-0. I can't even see us scoring. I think they'll completely dominate us. I think they'll just pin us into our own half. And yeah, it'll just be fucking another fucking wank fest, to be quite honest with you. I've seen Arsenal just getting humiliated. I mean, this is the thing as well, like now, it's actually embarrassing now like, to watch Arsenal. The last few years under Wenger, when Emery's reign collapsed, and it's not just the fact that you're losing. If you were playing well and losing, it'd be different. But like sometimes it's fucking embarrassing watching us play. It's like, for God's sake. Cams, big up yourself, mate. I hope you're well. We'll get a lucky win. What makes you say that, mate? Why we get a lucky win? What's your score prediction? Let me know your lineups as well, guys. I think DT on AFTV is the one also to blame for this as of late. He still wants to give Arteta a chance. Well, it's not his fault, mate. It's not his fault. You know, but I don't get why he's still backing Arteta. I don't know. Only he will know, mate. But it's not his fault, though, mate. It's definitely not his fault. I say we will get one to make it look less worse. Yeah, I know what he's saying and stuff. I can't even see us scoring. Like I say, Aubameyang's not going to play because he's out with a calf injury. The only other player who can score for us is Balogun, and we all know he's not going to get a game, is he? He's probably not even going to be on the bench. So they're going to play Nketiah, and he's not going to score, and they're going to bring on Lacazette, just like they did for Everton, and he's not going to be able to score either, or even look like scoring. The FTV lot pissed me off as they still give Arteta a chance. I know it's kind of what like Lee Gunner said sometimes, isn't it? It feels like they're just kind of they're just trying to like keep everyone happy, keep the supporters on their side sometimes. But I don't know. This is the thing about YouTube. It's just your opinion at the end of the day. My opinion is he needs to be sacked. He needed to go after the Spurs game for me. I said it before the game. If we got spanked against Spurs, which I knew we would, he needs to go. But I think 4 games later and 3 losses later and no wins later, he's still got a fucking job. I don't get it. Vic, so big up yourself, mate. I hope you're well. Arteta needs to be given until January. Right, okay, cool. No problem. But can you put in the comments why you think he needs to be given until January? And what would make you say that he needs to keep his job in terms of we've got Man City in the Cup, Chelsea at home and Brighton away. How many points out of that does he need to keep his job and why? Because I can't see a reason why we need to wait till January. I'm assuming that you're saying that if he loses all in 3 games, he should go. But if let's say he won 2 of those games, would you still keep him as manager? I think we'll get a lucky win because he's good in the cups competitions. But if we get smacked, hopefully he will get sacked. This is the thing, right? This is another opinion of mine, right? It feels like Arsenal Spurs have completely changed round. We used to be the club that always tried to be the best, buy players, compete for competitions and stuff like that. Were was a good organised team, and now we're Spurs. We've turned into a fucking cup team. We've turned into a team that only turns up at cup games when we get lucky on a day, or because the other teams don't really give a fuck about the cup because they're too busy worrying about things like the Champions League. They don't seem to compete at all. I mean, what annoyed me as well, like back in the days when we just moved to Emirates, was if we wanted a player in the press and they went, "Oh yeah, Chelsea looking at him as well," or Man United or whatever, they go, "Oh well, they're looking at him. We'll just let them have them." The fuck is that? What? Just let the other clubs have the top players? That winds me up. That does. I don't get why we ever do that. He has a long-term plan, not short-term. We need to get Deadwood out. Yeah, we do, mate. We do need to get Deadwood out. But what happens if how long do you give him? I mean, what if we get relegated? What if we're in a relegation zone by the end of January? What then? And then he's had then the window shut. He's brought some players in, and now what? And then who would you get in as manager? If everyone comes together as one, then we look bigger. But it's dividing the fans again, as we saw with Wenger. Yeah, fans are divided. I guess everyone's going to have their own opinions. Like I said, I find it bizarre that half the people are still Arteta in. And again, where do you draw the line? Because it looks like Edu came out, didn't he, and said that we're preparing for a beautiful future with Mikel. And I don't know. Obviously, he's not going to come out and say we're going to sack him. But at first, we thought it was the dreaded vote of confidence. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I wish there'd be one thing I do want to say. I said it actually sort of last night on my stream is where the fuck is Josh Kroenke in all this? This is what pisses me off about the Kroenkes, right? Now, the money side, they have put money in the team. Like I said, they bought Pepe, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Ozil, all these guys for a lot of money, right? So the money is there and it has been there. They have spent it. So people saying they need to put their money in the pocket are talking shit. Even Mustafi and Xhaka were 35 million each, right? But where are they? Like, they've nowhere to be seen at the moment. Why is Josh not coming out here and going, oh, we're all behind the manager, or we're going to do this, or we're looking into that, or give us some sort of reassurances? Where the fuck is he? Like, we're on the brink of fucking relegation zone here, and I don't even know where the guy is. No one's even seen him. Like, seriously, what the fuck? Fucking, yeah. Why would we give him a chance in Jan if he hasn't proved anything? We're 15th, not good enough. Exactly, that's my point. I wouldn't give him a chance in January. Because if you give him another window, he's going to spend players in that the next manager probably won't want, just to prove that his style of play doesn't work. And what happens if he sells Saliba on and Guendouzi and stuff like that, and Ainsley Maitland-Niles? What if he sells those three in January? Would you be happy with that? Because I'll tell you what, I'd be fucking livid if he sold those three, because I want them guys at Arsenal. Okay, Leno, Maitland-Niles, Chambers, Gabriel, Tierney, Ceballos, Elneny, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Balogun. Yeah, cool, mate. Can't disagree with that. That's a cool team. I'd agree with that. Our youth is one of the best in the Prem. Start them, nothing to lose. Yeah, I still don't think, like I say, Nelson and Nketiah or Willock are good enough. But Saka and Ainsley Maitland-Niles definitely. Martinelli definitely. I know he didn't come for a youth system as such. Saliba as well. Give these guys a chance, definitely. Xhaka, Bellerin, Pepe, Ceballos, Leno are a fucking disgrace to this great club. The legends would be turning their graves. Yeah, Xhaka and Bellerin, I can't wait. They're the two players I badly want to see leave Arsenal, like ASAP. Pepe, I don't rate him at all. I do feel sorry for him in terms of he doesn't fit Arteta's style of play, but he's done nothing for me in a year and a half for me to care if he left or not. I generally couldn't care if he left in January. He's done absolutely nothing. And this is something that I disagree with some of the YouTubers on. People say, oh, Pepe's great and all this, and he's set up, he's got this many assists and this many goals. He's done nothing for me to make me think he's going to be a good player. Dani Ceballos, yeah, I won't sign him again on loan. I think he's bang average. And I think he'll be fully playing for Real Betis next season. Or that's where I expect him to be playing. Leno, again, bad decision by Arteta. He decided to sell on our best goalkeeper to Aston Villa for 17 million. Did we really need 17 million pounds? Come on, we're Arsenal Football Club. We've got 280 million in the bank. Do we really need to sell him? I don't get it. And like I said at the start of the stream, if we had Martinez in goal, Ainsley Maitland-Niles right back, Tierney left back, and Gabriel Saliba in the centre, and Partey in the centre protecting them, and if we got Decore for 25 instead of letting him leave to walk to Everton, how solid now is that defensive unit? Don't get it. Stupid fucking small decisions we've made time and time again has cost us. So just reading these ones out. I like the FA Cup and other small cups, but I want the big trophies. These cups are not good enough. Arsenal Football Club, we ain't Spurs. Exactly, mate. Let's be real. In this modern day of football, no one cares about the FA Cup or the League Cup. Not really. I mean, they're trophies, don't get me wrong, especially the FA Cup and stuff like that. And we should try and win these trophies if we can. But the elite clubs go for the league and they go for the Champions League. And that's where we need to aim for. The reason why he needs time is because the board has said they are backing him. So we need to give him time and get behind him and need to get the players that he wants. But I see your point, mate. But how many of those players are you going to get in January? Like, realistically, how many players do you think he's going to get in January? What, one? Do you think that's going to be enough to turn things around? Because I don't think one's going to even scratch the surface. He's going to need at least 2 or 3. And is that likely to happen in January? So what do? We write off another season? What happens if we get relegated? What if we're in the relegation zone come March? Do you still give him to the end of the season? Do you still back him? I don't know. Let me know, mate. Because there's nothing to suggest that we're not going to be at the moment. And let's be honest, we're not going to get relegated. No, I disagree, mate. We can get relegated. Just because we're Arsenal doesn't mean we can't get relegated. Border was like, Edu said he's doing a good job, clueless. Yeah. That comment Edu said about Arteta's doing a good job. I lost a lot of respect for Edu there. I thought he was a great player for Arsenal. He was part of our invincible squad. And he did play well for Arsenal and stuff like that when he was at our team. But coming out and saying he's doing a good job, don't mug us off like that, mate. That's embarrassing. Supporters aren't fucking stupid, mate. He's not at this current moment in time doing a good job. That's embarrassing. I'd appreciate if they told us the plan. Exactly, mate. This is, Josh should be coming out here and telling us what the fuck's going on. And that's something that a lot of supporters are pissed off at. Even at like the annual general meetings when they used to have to do that before Cronkies have now got 100% of the club. They don't give us any information like they used to, like where the club's going, what we're trying to do. It's like we're the club just left to just go around in circles. Like there's no direction. We're just getting nowhere. We're just going round and round in circles all the fucking time. I don't know. This go will get relegated. This continues. Exactly, we will. We lost to Burnley. They're behind us, or not for much longer. And we've got Brighton are behind us, but probably not for much longer as well. So yeah, we will be in a relegation zone. Like I said, I think by 2nd of January, we'll definitely be in there. Be excited. Exactly. Are you excited? Is anyone in the chat excited? Do us a favour, guys. Stick a like on the video if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new. Put your notifications bell on. Also, please share the content around so I can build up the channel. That'd be great. Much appreciated. I've just seen like somebody has subscribed. So got a new subscribe on there. Please share the content around. So I'm going to be doing a late night stream at 11:30 every night until Boxing Day, and then probably even from there as well. Sounds like you need to smell the coffee. This isn't going good enough. Everyone wants Emery head on a stick, but because it's Mikel, we need to give him a chance because he's just as nice. But this is it. Like, where was this love for Emery? Emery got sacked for less than this. Just to reiterate that point, I'm going to read out a comment. This is something between Emery and Arteta, right? So everyone is saying that, or everyone seems to think that Arteta should get more time than Emery, right? League defeats as Arsenal manager, right? Emery had 13 league defeats in 51 games. Arteta has got 13 league defeats in 34 games, 17 games quicker. That's fucking astonishing. And you're saying he needs more time than Emery. Why? Why does he get more time? Especially when it's a lot worse. Cronk not back the manager. You look at United, they spend 300 million 2 seasons. He has backed the manager, mate. He gave him some money to buy Pablo Mari and Cedric Suarez in January. In fact, Cedric Suarez was a loan, wasn't he? And he was made permanent in the summer. Then he backed him with Thomas Partey, 45 million in one hit. Who else did he sign? 27 million on Gabriel. He backed him there. He backed him with Aubameyang and a new contract on 250 grand a week. He gave Saka a new contract, and rightly so, to be fair. The only thing I'd say is that he didn't back him. I'd agree with you on is that if you wanted Aouar, we should have bought him as well in the summer. Because on that deal, anybody who thinks we're getting Aouar in January is deluded. We're not going to do that in January. And if we do, like amazing out of the blue, why didn't they do it in the summer then? The latest news on him is apparently he's agreed personal terms with PSG. And this is a point I made after the window shut in the summer. What makes you think that these players are just sat around waiting for Arsenal to snap them up whenever they want? If they do well, other teams are going to come in for them. So, you can't just wait forever for them. And what say in a few years we are in the Championship and we get promoted, the Cronkies will start dancing and celebrating when they have done jack shit. Well, this is an interesting point about the Cronkies. So apparently they bought the club because they want to sell it when the European Super League comes along, or that's what I've heard. Wenger came out with FIFA or UEFA, whoever he works for, and said he reckoned they'll be one in the next 2 or 3 years. I disagree with that. I don't think they will be. But that's apparently what they're going to look to sell it on for. I'm not so sure they are, because surely they would have sold it to Osmanov before that. I don't know. But if we go down to the Championship, does that mean they'll sell it? Because they'll lose a shitload of money. I mean, obviously you'll get parachute payments and stuff when you go down. But would they sell it? Let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments. Leno was good, but I don't rate him at all. Martinez is levels. Yeah, absolutely. It makes no sense. And to sell him for £17 million as well, don't get it. Another terrible decision by Arteta, to be fair. Cam's your fan that is woke and knows the truth. We're not getting relegated. To be honest, we have too much quality to stay up. No, I disagree, mate. I disagree. I don't think we have, because we're not showing it. And like I said, I fully think we'll be in a relegation zone by January the 2nd after the West Brom game. But we have a bang average manager. Yeah. We haven't even got that at the moment. We've got a fucking terrible manager. People like you are not needed to support your club at dragging it down. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, right? I don't believe this, that we're too good to go down, because if things continue the way we are getting relegated. It's as simple as that. So, and there's nothing to say that Partey is going to come back from injury. I mean, how many injuries do we get? And they're out for a year. Nothing to say he's coming back. Aubameyang's now out for a few games with a calf injury. Gabriel suspended. No doubt we'll pick up other injuries and suspensions. I don't know. There is something going on in the dressing room and the board are shocking. Okay, well, but then the manager needs to sort that out. If there's something going on, then what is going on? Because unless we change something, we're going to keep losing, which is going to end in relegation. So if Mikel gets relegated, of course I don't condone abuse, but what do you think the fan base will do? Because he will get a lot of abuse. I don't know, mate. It's not all going to be blamed at him. People are going to blame the Cronkies. But the Cronkies aren't picking a team. They're not picking their tactics. They're not picking a style of play. Like we said earlier in the stream, he has been backed. And other managers have as well. They spent a lot of money, the Cronkies, to be fair. And we actually have the most expensive front three in the Premier League. Pepe, 72 million. Lacazette was 54 million, was he? And Aubameyang was 62. I think even Ozil was 45. So if you put the number 10 behind him. So, we've had money to spend. But I don't know, mate. This is the problem with, I think, what Karen's trying to say about Arsenal supporters, that they're just so placid. It's like, oh, yeah, trust the process. Let's write off another season. It's another transitional year. Let's give this guy another 3 or 4 windows. So that's another 2 seasons if you can't work that out. And it's like, where does it get to the point where the supporters all fucking go down the stadium, tear the fucking stadium down and go fucking sort it out, we just sat here like idly, just going around in circles. Like the supporters are just, they're so placid, you know. It's just, come on, get a grip. I believe that's what Karen's trying to say anyway. My future team, new keeper, right back, Gabriel Saliba and Tierney in the midfield. Partey, Smith Rowe, and another new midfielder, and up front Martin, a new striker, and right winger in the 4-3-3. Yeah, I agree with a lot of those things, mate. Gabriel Saliba, I'd like to see what Saliba can do at centre back before making a judgment on him, and Tierney left back. I do think Ainsley Maitland-Niles would be a decent right back. Partey, Smith Rowe again. I haven't seen enough of him to give a proper opinion on him. It's all right saying Smith Rowe, but we haven't seen enough of him. He could be another Nketiah or Nelson where he's not quite up to scratch yet. Martinelli, again, another player I want to see more of regularly before we do that. A new striker, does that mean you don't rate Balogun? Look where Emery is now. He just won the league. What do you mean by that? He's at Villarreal, isn't he? I think they've only lost one game in Spain all season. Yeah, I think they've lost one game all season in Spain, and that was to Barcelona, I believe. And I think they're about fourth in the league, only about 6 points off the top. I think he's doing really well there. Emery lost the dressing room, though. Yeah, totally agree. But so's Arteta. And you're saying give him till January. I think Arteta's lost the dressing room. I think the players are down tools. You can see it in their body language. They're not playing for him anymore. So's Mikel. Yeah, exactly what I just said. They give him money from club, not his pockets. Not sure what you mean by that, mate. Mikel is just not good enough. I don't know why this is even debate. He's out of his depth. I agree. This is why we need a top manager who's got a track record of knowing what the fuck he's doing. If we get relegated, the Kroenkes will sell the club and we can start again. Is that a good thing? Well, no, mate, not really, because we shouldn't be getting relegated. Simple as that. And there's no guarantee that they'll definitely sell either. No, I know she didn't, mate. I know she didn't call me a disgrace. I know, Karen, I know you didn't call me a disgrace, by the way. Sorry, I might have worded that wrongly. If you watch Mark Goldbridge, he said Arsenal need to stop saying top four and go for a transition for a few years. I don't really agree with that, mate, to be honest with you. Like I say, top four shouldn't be like what we're aiming for. We should be aiming for the league title. Transition, I wouldn't necessarily call it a transition. We should always be building and stuff like that. Is that transition? I don't know. But I think that we do have a lot of players at the club that Mikel Arteta is just not using. He refuses to play Ainsley Maitland-Niles right back and keeps playing Bellerin, and that just keeps costing us every game. He refuses to drop Xhaka, and that is costing us game after game after game. Even professionals are starting to slag him off now. It's become that obvious. He refuses to change tactics. He refuses to implement a style of play with the players we've got until at least he can get more players in. I don't agree with those transition things, because if you look at the other clubs, mate, like Tottenham and Jose Mourinho, well, where's his transition year? In a year, until like the last two losses, they were top of the league, mate. So where's their transition? What about Aston Villa? Where's their process? They're absolutely flying. Everton, Ancelotti's been there a year, same amount of time as Arteta, and they're second in the league, mate. So I don't agree with this. And I think the thing is as well, we've been fed for 10 years now, even when Wenger was here, transition, trust the process. After 10 years, it's worn thin. We've had enough. We want to be top four, challenging for the league title now. So, yeah, no, Karen, I didn't think that. Sorry, I might have worded that wrongly. Sorry. We got Sold a Dream. Yeah, absolutely. When is he going to play Saliba? It's ridiculous now. I believe in January they can start putting players back in the squad or change things around. I'm still not a fan of Ozil being back in the squad. I know we're not creating anything, But that got done under Emery, and it didn't change anything. I remember even like watching some of the AFTV interviews where people go, "Oh, you know, utilize him, put him in a team, you know, whatever," and it changed nothing. We were still shit, and we still lost. Saliba, definitely put him back in the squad. Definitely. I think it'd be a mug if you didn't, to be honest with you. And took out, I don't know, Mustafi or someone like that. I'm going to bed now. I will join the stream tomorrow if there is one. Yep, 11:30, Karen. Tomorrow night, there'll be one there. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that. I'm going to end this stream as well in a bit, as it's just dragging on a bit long now. Fofana and Saliba played with each other, and Saliba was rated higher in France. Does that make sense? Exactly what I said earlier, mate. Fofana's ready. Saliba isn't. Makes no sense. This is why I think he's trying to sell Saliba. He doesn't get 30 million for him. That's because they bought a lot of players that the coach wanted and bought 3 in more. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Wow, an hour and 35 minutes. My throat is absolutely burning me. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in. Subscribe if you're new. Put the notifications bell on. There will be an 11:30 stream every night. And share the content around so I can build my channel up. Really appreciate that. And until next time, guys, have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow night.